On the American road, there are legends, and then there is the battle that defined them all. It is a rivalry forged in steel and thunder, a war between two giants to claim the title of America's motorcycle. This isn't just about motorcycles. It's about two competing visions of American freedom. The blue-collar tenacity of Harley-Davidson against the early, aggressive innovation of Indian. For over a century, their fate has been intertwined, a saga of triumph, collapse, and an impossible resurrection. This is the history of the darkest, most enduring rivalry in motorcycle history. Welcome back to Chrome Chronicles. Today, we dissect the physics, the politics, and the culture that fueled the battle between the bar and shield and the chief's head. Our story begins not with Harley, but with the Indian Motorcycle Manufacturing Company, founded in 1901 in Springfield, Massachusetts. They were pioneers, often leading the way in innovation. Just 2 years later, in a small shed in Milwaukee, William Harley and Arthur Davidson founded their own company. They were latecomers, yet their early focus on simplicity and reliability became their greatest weapon. In the early 1910s, Indian dominated. They were the first to produce a factory V-twin engine, the first to use a 2-speed transmission, and their machines set world speed records. They were technologically superior and focused on speed. Indian's success was built on racing. The legendary Indian board track racers became the gold standard, often humiliating Harley on the dirt tracks and speedways. Harley was forced to play catch-up. Harley's first major response came in 1915 with their own 61 cubic inch V-twin. This rivalry wasn't just on the track. It was a race for patents and dealership control across the burgeoning American landscape. World War I was a brutal proving ground for both brands. Indian, due to its early production capacity, was awarded massive contracts, supplying nearly 50,000 military bikes to the Allied forces. This massive surplus of cheap Indian bikes flooded the post-war civilian market, temporarily hurting Harley's sales. But Harley used their smaller contract to focus on improved dealer training and maintenance. Support. The rivalry exploded in the 1920s and 30s. Harley doubled down on the 45-degree V-twin, giving birth to the flathead, which was simple, tough, and easier for the average person to maintain. Indian responded with the spectacular Indian Chief in 1922, a large, powerful machine defined by its signature long-skirted fenders and a powerful 74 cubic inch engine. Indian also introduced the revolutionary Scout in 1920, renowned for its handling and speed. It was the preferred choice for stunt riders and racers, forcing Harley to quickly develop the lighter, yet less agile, Sportster competitor. The Chief became a cultural icon, smooth, elegant, and the preferred choice for law enforcement and long-distance riders. Harley, meanwhile, was working on a game-changer. When the Great Depression hit, only Indian and Harley survived the purge of American manufacturers. Indian, under the control of DuPont, was financially stable but often slow to innovate, viewing motorcycles as a secondary business line. Harley, despite near collapse, released the Knucklehead in 1936, a technologically superior overhead valve engine that instantly made Indian's side valve designs feel dated. The Knucklehead offered a 40% increase in power over the older Flathead, a performance leap Indian could not immediately match. Harley was fueled by necessity and engineering, while Indian was hindered by corporate caution. The Knucklehead was a masterpiece of American persistence, forcing Indian to rely on styling and heritage rather than technological superiority to maintain sales. World War II further shaped their destinies. The military contract was the ultimate prize. Indian produced the unique Model 841, a shaft-driven, lengthwise V-twin designed to compete with the German BMW. Despite the 841's superior technical performance, the U.S. Army deemed the unconventional design too complex for mass field repair and rejected the large-scale contract. Harley, however, chose mass production and durability, supplying the simpler, air-cooled WLA, the Liberator. The sheer volume of the WLA cemented Harley as the primary American military motorcycle. After the war, Harley returned to civilian production with massive government-subsidized tools and a strong international network built by the WLA. They were flush with cash and momentum. Indian did not. Indian struggled with ownership changes and disastrous post-war designs, including the vertical twin models that were prone to mechanical failures and could not compete with lighter, faster British bikes from Triumph and BSA. The last Indian Chief was produced in 1953, a date that marked the official collapse of the original company. Harley-Davidson stood alone as the sole American V-twin manufacturer. For nearly 6 decades, the rivalry was over. Harley-Davidson became the undisputed sole king of American motorcycling, a status that paradoxically led to periods of slow innovation and complacency. The Indian Chief became a phantom, a rare piece of mythology cherished only by collectors. Its absence became a fundamental part of Harley's brand narrative. Harley's reign was uncontested, giving it the opportunity to define the entire counterculture movement. Then, in 2011, came the impossible. Polaris Industries, a giant in recreational vehicles, purchased the Indian nameplate with the goal of resurrecting the brand to its former glory. Polaris invested heavily, creating the Thunderstroke 111 engine, a modern power plant that visually nods to the Chief's past but delivers superior modern performance. The battle is now fought across every major segment, not just the cruisers. The modern Indian Chief and Challenger machines do not rely on nostalgia alone. They are technologically advanced, powerful, and directly aimed at the market share dominated by Harley's Street Glide and Road King. The rivalry is back, fiercer than ever, a battle for the soul of the American cruiser. This competition is vital, as it forces both giants to innovate faster, build better machines, and ultimately benefits the rider. Final legacy. The Indian versus Harley rivalry is a core chapter in American history. Indian was often the inventor, while Harley was the ultimate survivor. Their battle created the blueprint for every cruiser on the open road. Thank you for joining the Chrome Chronicles on this deep dive into the darkest rivalry. We want to know, are you a diehard Harley rider, or do you stand with the spirit of the Indian Chief? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to see the untold saga of the Triumph Bonneville or our next video on the Dyna versus Softail debate, hit that subscribe button. We release a new documentary every week. See you on the road.